Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel, and happy 2022. I cannot believe those words are coming out of my mouth, or I should say numbers. It's just absolutely bizarre to me that we are already in that year, and I am still stuck honestly in 2018 when I graduated high school. It is still bizarre to me, and now I'm a graduated college student. But that leads us into our video for today. I am doing a 2021 recap video because you guys are out of the loop. I have not done a life update or any kind of thing like that recently to really update you on what's going on. The recent videos have kept you kind of updated, but those are nothing informative as to what I'm about to share with you today. So, what is it? My sophomore year back in 2019 going into 2020 of college is when I was filming like day in my life as a college student, stuff, videos like that. That's probably when you saw the most of my content. And then came COVID. I did a few quarantines videos with my brother Ben, and then once I went back to school in 2020 and was back in Lincoln that fall, I had an internship, my job, and classes on top of that, so I was booked. I didn't really have any extra time. I was already doing outside hobbies with clubs and whatnot. YouTube sadly was not my priority, and I really wanted to make it my resolution in 2021 to be more dedicated to my YouTube channel, and here we are. As you saw, I have been posting some recent videos to keep you guys in the loop, but they have not done anything to really keep you up to date with what happened in 2021. It was actually a pretty monumental year for me. I've said that before, but no, this year in 2021, because it's 2022 now, was, you know, bizarre. So let's just get started. So I'm using my phone to just go through my camera roll because that's the best way to, you know, it's all documented basically here, and I can kind of take you guys along and show you what happened throughout my year. Well, first off was the middle of January 2021 when my bestie girl Marissa, you guys all know and love her, at least I know I sure do, came to my hometown for the first time. Our plan was to go to Estes Park in Colorado because she had never really been to that area, especially not up in the mountains, and I am pretty familiar with it because I've been there before, and I really wanted to just, you know, take her there, experience it with her for the first time. For her first time, I mean. It was a great trip. I made a video on that, so I'll post that up above or link it so that you can go back and watch that after this if you would like. But it was a great time. We got our matching tattoos for our bestie tattoos during that time too. It was like a 4-day trip that she was here for, I believe. But to explain the tattoos, I got a chrysanthemum, which is the November birth month flower, and then she got a poppy, which is the August birth month flower for me. So now, whether we like it or not, we're kind of stuck on each other forever, but I think we'll be together a long time for sure. Next from that was honestly, February wasn't very eventful, just classes, hung out with friends, came back home a couple different times, but then March is when it all starts. So March 6th, my lovely red Renegade Regina, she got backed into. It was parked outside my parents' house here at home. My neighbor was leaving her driveway and managed to have not noticed my car and bumped into it and gave her some cosmetic damage, but nothing internally. Everything was fine. Thankfully, no taillights were broken. Got that fixed. I had a rental car for almost 3 weeks. It was a 2021 Toyota Corolla, which is a really nice car, so I had Apple CarPlay and everything. I was very grateful insurance covered all of that, so nothing came out of pocket, which was great. Regina's all fixed. She's back, beautiful, glorious as ever. And then, here's the thing. March, like I said, was a month. 5 days later, March 11th, Marissa and I, Marissa loves to do photography, and I like to be her model sometimes, quote unquote a model, and I like to penny board, so we thought, oh, it'd be really cute to take it to a skate park and just take some pictures with it. I'm not gonna skate, whatever. Well, then we decided to get ballsy and think that, oh, let's just see what happens. Let's just say not long after, I ended up in the emergency room with a fractured radius and a chipped ulna, which radius is your thumb bone and your ulna is the one that for your pinky. And so basically my radius had cracked all across, and then just a piece of the bone right here had chipped on my ulna. Well, I was put in a splint for a few days. I went to an orthopedic doctor there and had them check it out. I got an MRI done, I believe, or no, it was a CT scan. Sorry, that's my bad. CT scan, because I needed to see how bad the fracture was to know if I was going to need surgery or not. And let me step back a little bit. I had never broken a bone, let alone had surgery. Wisdom teeth, never had that, nothing. So this was pretty traumatic to me. When I broke my wrist, my body like went into ultimate, is it fight or flight? Flight or flight? I don't know. My body was in complete shock. It actually felt like my hands were around my ears. It got like super blurry. I was really scared I was going to pass out. Thankfully, it did not. Marissa, bless her heart, was there for me through this entire process. Took me to the ER, and we got it checked out. Later after, still had not taken any medicine. Went to Tipsy Tina's and had tacos and chips and queso with Marissa. But back to the CT scan. I am so sorry for how sporadic this is. Had my CT scan done and came back a couple days later and found out I was going to need surgery. I was absolutely terrified because, like I said, I'd never had it before. But it is what it is. He said I needed it in order to, you know, hopefully not have to face serious arthritis later on in life. So I realized it's just going to be one step I'm going to have to overcome. Well, after I went to the orthopedic, I got put back in a splint, and this splint, my original one, went around my elbow and went around my thumb, and like my entire wrist was stabilized. Well, when I went to the orthopedic, they only did it from in front of my elbow up to my wrist, and that evening I was in immense pain. Like, it was awful. I just could not stand it. We had tried to rewrap it to see if that would help, but it was just excruciating pain. So we went back to the emergency room and had it resplinted. Long story short, definitely was not the right splint for my injury. The guy who fixed it for me had mentioned. So note to self for that for next time, which there's hopefully not going to be a next time. But then it was immediately better after I got that new splint back on. And I was just, you know, back on my way for the time being. I don't believe I really had to take much pain medicine or, like, you know, ibuprofen, acetaminophen. Didn't have to take any of that. But my surgery was March 19th, which that was an experience in itself. I just want to let anyone know who might be going into surgery or ends up, you know, if surgery ends up coming in your future, don't be as afraid of it as you like let your body put it on to be. It's actually not bad. I was terrified. Like, when I say terrified, I mean terrified. Like, did not know what to expect, was super scared, not ready to go in. But when I went in that morning, I had to be there at, like, oh gosh, I want to say I had to be there by 7, if not sooner. I had a sense of calm, peace, and honestly, it went so well that now if I had to go through another surgery, I probably would be less nervous about going into it. But surgery went well. I got put in a sling, and my arm was just so numb. It was such a weird experience because, like, they had to put a block in it for the surgery, and when they went to go, you know, put me on the operation table or whatever, I just remember seeing them, like, whip it, but I couldn't feel it. I mean, I say whip it, but they were just moving it so that it was positioned correctly for them to have access to it. But I had to get a plate and screws. I guess I should have added that in there into my wrist. So it looks like I have a lovely spork in my hand. Healed up well. Physical therapy went great. It healed super fast. And now I'm left with this lovely scar. It's not necessarily my most proud thing, but I am grateful for it because everything went so well that I'm just grateful for what I did experience and not taking advantage of what could have been. After that, I went back to Iowa with Marissa for a bit. I think it was just a quick weekend trip. We got to go hang out with some of her friends again. Hockey had ended. And then spring came and it was football football red and white game. So yes, also the spring game, and baseball season. And my dad came and Ben came for the weekend, and we got to go to those games together, which was so much fun. My family has actually never gone to a Husker game, so I just was super excited to get to have them experience it themselves. Even though it's just a scrimmage, it's still a great experience, all in all, I would say. Then it came summer, I moved back home. I was just planning on, you know, coming back for the summer like normal, going to work, blah, blah, blah. Well, my mom had informed me of a position here back home for a marketing public relations specialist, and that was kind of right up my alley. I didn't think I was going to have any chance in getting it, but you know, at least put my foot in the door and showed interest. Well, I had gotten it, and this had put a little bit of a rut in my plans as well, because the job position was only in person and I still had one more semester of college left. So I was really afraid it's either I don't take the job because I have to finish school, or I take the job but don't get to go do my last semester of college at Lincoln. Well, I was able to work it out that all my classes got online and I was able to start working in May through the summer into the semester, and I finished my last semester as a UNO college student from home. And I got to work though, get that experience as a full-time student and a full-time employee, which sounds super intense, but honestly, if you are committed and dedicated enough, you can make it work. I made it work. If your professors are lenient and super flexible, that's also beneficial. But it's all just based on circumstance. I got really lucky and it was all able to work out for me, and I was honestly not super stressed, which helped a lot because I was really afraid I was going to be struggling. Struggle bus express for sure. But everything worked out. I was so grateful to have that opportunity, and I still have that opportunity today. So I had a job lined up for me after I graduated, which was crazy because that does not usually happen, especially right now with employment and everything. It was starting to get scary to me beginning of 2021. I'm trying to think what I was going to do post-college. Well, a few sunburns later, coming from spring into summer, my family had gotten chickens. We had 5 of them to start, but then we had some sad passings throughout the summer and only had 2 left, which is Martha and Remy, our OG chickens, and I would like to say, because it's been nice chickens. They're kind of besties, but they're just so cute. They've gotten so big. Just, it's crazy just to think that we have them. Never thought we would have chickens. And then May 28th, I moved in to my first apartment by myself. It is a 1-bedroom, 1-person apartment back here at home. So I was finally moving out of my parents while being back home, which is crazy. But that is where I'm at right now. I love it so much. I will hopefully get a quick tour up for you at some point, so stay tuned. Summer full of s'mores, campfires, hanging out with my family, boarding, just spending time outside was just awesome. July, I got more tattoos, believe it or not. I got 4 butterflies, but these ones were pretty significant to me because they represent the 4 other members of my immediate family: my mom, my dad, and then my 2 younger brothers. So I thought that was just really cool to get to, you know, put something to always have them with me, but also to remember them with wherever I am. Ben and I went one night up to roller coaster, got to hang out with some cows. It was so cute. He's been very fascinated with putting his face on my window. Marissa came back for another weekend in end of July because we were going to a Cody Johnson concert in Cheyenne at Cheyenne Frontier Days. That was a really fun experience. We got to go hang out for the day there, go to a really cool bull riding event. I think that's what it was all called. But there was like a bunch of other stuff in there besides bull riding, like bareback. the roping, all sorts of stuff. So that was really cool. Next is my birthday. So watch my birthday video for the full details, but that was just such a great time. It honestly was unreal. For my 21st, it couldn't have been better. It was so great. I was so happy to have spent it with the people that I did. That following weekend, I got to go back to Lincoln and celebrate it with Marissa and some of my other friends from Lincoln, which is great. Jess was there. I didn't get to see Kyle and Carmelo and some of my other friends because things just didn't align. Not long after that, I mean, I guess it was a little bit, I actually started modeling for a local boutique, or it's local in a sense, it's about 45 minutes away. It's in Colorado, but it's a local boutique there. And I got to start modeling for them and getting in-store commission and doing stuff with them. And that's been really cool to get to do. Just kind of, you know, my pictures that have been taken of me get to be used for their promotion and content. So that was really cool. And then I went back to Lincoln not long after my birthday. It was really 2 weeks after, to go hang out with my friends once again. There was a Husker game, so we went to the rail yard, went and hung out. It was really fun because I had never got to do any of that because I was 21 now, so I was able to go to the bars and stuff. I'm not a big alcohol drinker by any means, but it's just fun to have fun. You can just hang out with your friends and have a good time. Nothing wrong with that, just be responsible, as always. Ben and I went to the pumpkin patch this year, which was fun. We got to do that, and then went to a Husker game, finally, my last one though, which was kind of sentimental, October 30th with Marissa, yet again, lovely bestie. And I went back specifically too though for Halloween. We went out to the bars that following night after the game and just got simply dressed up, but it was fun. It was a good time. So after that, it was November 6th. I went to Utah with Marissa. Yet another video. See, the end of the year, I've been able to keep you guys pretty much in the loop. So that was super fun. I won't touch much on that, but it's so awesome to get to go with her. She stinking won her division, which was so cool to get to be there to experience that with her. And then was Thanksgiving that led into Christmas. I got to see a reindeer for the first time, and that was so cute. Got a picture. And then I went back December 9th, I think it was, to Lincoln to get my graduation pictures done. And I had my good friend Kyle do those because he is a really great photographer as well. I wanted to help get him some more experience and have more content to post on his social media pages. But they turned out amazing. And then December 18th was my final day as a college student at UNL. I graduated from the University of Nebraska-Lincoln with a Bachelor in Journalism and a major in Advertising and Public Relations with a minor in Business. That was so crazy to me, quite honestly, because for 21, technically 20, I guess, okay, I guess I haven't been that long. Basically, my entire life so far has been based around school. And the idea of no longer being a student, having that sort of safety net, or I'm really bad at trying to think of words right now, but security blanket, that's the word I'm looking for. To not have that anymore was kind of nerve-wracking, but I just tried to remind myself I have a job set up. I have plans, honestly, after college. I'm staying here working, so it was all going to be okay. And it truly is, because now I just get to continue what I'm doing. I just don't have the homework. Not going back to school, this, like, having to physically go back to school this fall, or the fall of 2021, helped me a lot, I think, prepare for the upcoming future and the now, so this year. So I'm really grateful for that experience, and I'm ready. I'm ready for 2022. So let's go. But Marissa and I's family that day got to meet each other for the first time. Okay, it cut me off. But Marissa and I's families, I'm picking up hopefully at the right spot for graduation, got to meet each other for the first time. We had met each other's families, but our parents had not met, so that was super cool that we had gotten to finally do that, because it was 3.5 years later since we had been in college and had met each other. So that just was so bizarre to both of us that it took that long, and we're hoping it was before weddings that our parents got to meet, so we got it done. But honestly, then the end of December, I kept on working. I was finally back to 40 hours. Got to hang out with my family for the weekend for Christmas, celebrate with them and my other loved ones, and it was honestly just great. The holidays have been great, and now we're here to 2022. So that was my 2021. I feel like it was a little more eventful than maybe I had mentioned. But honestly, that's my year. Now you're caught up. I appreciate you guys for watching and, you know, sticking up with my life. Not sticking up. Tuning into and sticking with me throughout my life and my experiences. And I'm excited to see what other things I can share with you this upcoming year. So, thank you. Love you. And see you next time.